Hey everybody, it's Mark, Mr. Bookaboo here, and we are going to talk about this mountain. We're making some good progress this week, so I've got some really cool stuff I want to show you. It's really starting to take shape, as you can see. It's pretty exciting. I've been working on it. I've actually rebuilt it again since the last video. So, as you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know I get kind of crazy with this stuff, and I'll just start building and kind of go down a road and not happy with how it's turning out. And next thing you know, I'll tear it up and I'll start building again, or I'll start another version of it, and then I'll have version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Again, that's the beauty of Lego, right? You can build and rebuild, and if you're not happy, you can just keep going until you are happy. But I am happy with how this is shaping up. So I really want to show you some of the things that I've been working on, and you can kind of start to see the concept kind of really take shape. So if you remember last time, I had two pieces of the mountain. We had the tunnel, was well underway, and then we also had this corner piece right here. The corner piece I haven't done a whole lot of work on. I did manage to finish up the wall, so that actually turned out pretty good. A little bit of texturing in here, a little bit of stuff like that. This part I haven't worked on because I'm waiting on my bricklink orders. So I think they're sending them Pony Express. I don't know. But I'm waiting on parts. I'm waiting on all those dark orange, nougat, dark tan, all those little pieces that I ordered to kind of make this different, more multicolor. I'm waiting on that. So I haven't really done a whole lot here, but what I did do is I've actually got the upper level platform on. Now, this is important because, actually for multiple reasons that I'm going to go into that, but it's important because this is what the mountain's actually going to sit on. So by having these retaining walls, what you're doing here is you're giving yourself some height. This applies to your city building as well. So if you take a look at my city with my retaining walls and then the modulars on the upper level, it gives you some good height, especially if you're running trains, which I'm not gonna be able to run trains in this little mock that I'm doing. But if you're running trains in a city, by giving yourself that extra height, it really makes it super easy to do return loops and to have the train circle around without eating up too much of that also precious real estate that we're all struggling to find, right? In this instance, because I've built this up, the mountain's actually gonna sit on top here and it's actually gonna be completely modular. How am I going to accomplish that? I'm going to show you in just a minute. But first, you can also see the structuralness underneath this. First thing I'll mention real quick, you're going to notice the mills plates have changed. They're actually a full-on traditional mills now. Why did I do that? Well, the higher mills plating I was doing, it wasn't very stable. I was having some issues with the plates popping off on the top of it. And I think it was just because it was the 2 bricks tall and I wasn't bricking in the whole inside of it. With the traditional mills, this is now rock solid. I have no issues with stability. It's really strong. This element, and actually I'm going to show you in the tunnel because it actually is much more apparent when you see it in there. But this is basically going to be the largest subcomponent of the whole mountain that I'm going to be transporting. So 32 by 32 base plate, that's about, gosh, I don't know, this is about 11 or 12 bricks tall. This is pretty much it because this is pretty much what will fit in the suitcase. So this is kind of a hard limit for me on this with this size of a component of the mountain, if you will. Now let's take a look at the tunnel. So this has really made a lot of progress, and this is the tunnel itself is pretty much solid and done. So you can see as I turn it around, you can kind of see how it was all built up. You can look at the back side here. Now I did brick in the back because I didn't want light escaping from the back, and you can see how dark it is. We are gonna put some lights in the tunnel. That'll be something hopefully I'll work on next week, and hopefully we'll actually record that and get some more details on how I did the lighting so you can kind of see. But basically if you look on the sides, you kind of get a preview. So there's these little holes right here. The lights are gonna fish through there. The wires are gonna reside in this area here. I could run power packs here, or I don't know, we'll figure out exactly how we're going to power the whole mountain, because I do want to include more lights as we go further up as well. But for now, you can kind of get a taste of how that's going to look with this with these little cutouts here that I left in the brick in the wall. And inside, you can kind of you can't really see it too well. Oh, there you go. You can see a little bit of daylight peeking through, so you can kind of see it on the inside there. We'll go into more detail with that later on. Now, this top part. So this is just a very rough burp mountain. You know me and my burps, right? Love those things. I love using them. And I want to show you how this is going to kind of work and how I'm going to transport this thing, because you're probably wondering, like, Mr. Bookaboo, how in the world are you going to get this to a show halfway across the United States? Well, let me show you. So this piece right here actually pops right off. So this is like a subassembly of the mountain slope. It doesn't have any texturing yet. It's just the raw burps basically, but you can see how it is built up in the back, and it's very sturdy. It's very rigid. This is a solid piece. The only thing is transporting it with the greenery is probably not going to transport well, so I'm going to probably pluck that off, and I'll be planting trees and flowers and plants when I get to wherever I'm going with this thing. But the mountain slope itself is going to be pretty solid. And so basically, essentially, the mountain is just going to be a whole bunch of these all piled up on top of each other. These work for the main, like the middle part of the mountain. This will work for the corner part of the mountain. You can use those corner burps. Just build it up into these like 2 burp high sections. And then these pop off. And the idea is you'll take these and you'll use them and you'll actually stack them, one behind another. You can wrap them individually and then just kind of stack them up in a suitcase and transport, and off you go. And you can get quite a few of these in a suitcase, right? So you're probably wondering too, well, as you stack these up, what do they start to like tip over, right? So we're going to include some supports behind. I like to use 2x4s that I brick up into 4x4 like towers. So these are really handy. I use just whatever random colors I'm not going to be using for my mocks. These will be the structural supports for the actual mountainside, just to keep it from tilting over once it's in position. Now, I will mention that the corner mountain pieces are actually pretty sturdy and really need minimal support because they're 2-sided. So they use the strength of the sides, almost like as a triangle as you go up, or a pyramid, and it becomes really strong. So you don't have as much issues there, but these definitely will flex, especially as you get super tall. And these I'm probably, hopefully, going to have at least 3 sets, 4 sets, maybe 5 sets of these going up. Get a pretty good height on a mountain. You can imagine this is already, here. The mountain's going to be pretty darn tall by the time we get through with this. So that's kind of where it's going. And as far as like attachment points, so you can see on the top here, it's not solid because it needs to be able to remove it, right? So I just have some 2x6s here that actually serve as the attachment point for the front. And then in the back, I just have 2x2s. And the this modular mountain component just clicks right in, and I'll set it down to just click in. Basically, it just clicks right in, and you can see how it all just goes together, just like that. So you can kind of see in the back how it's going to go. I will actually support these pieces. They're not right now. I have to put some tiles under there to support that. But there are, you saw those 2x2s are actually like a little bit further back here on this holding up this mountain. End result is it's pretty durable, pretty sturdy, especially as you start breaking it up and getting those support columns back, and they'll be just set back further back here. Probably every 2 or 3 of these elements, you're going to want to have a support column just to keep it upright, just to keep it from tipping over. But basically, this is essentially what you see here is what's going to happen. Now, I do have one other element that I've been working on, because why not, right? While I'm waiting for those parts, I did decide to start working on this over here. So this is just another retaining wall. It's really basic. It's going to follow the same design principle, though. You're going to have the wall. You're going to have the 16x16 dark bluish gray plates. Actually, this is going to actually be taken out, these temporary plate, dark bluish gray right here, but they'll go all the way back. We'll have these 4x4 brick towers strategically placed, one in the middle, one on each side, probably one on each side over here, and that'll be the platform, again, that the mountain's going to be built on top of. Again, really nice because it gives you that height right away, gives you some strategic advantage, so you're not just starting from the ground floor, because as you go back, if you want to stay within the confines of the base plate here, which is the 32 studs deep, if you start from the front here with the burps and just start going up, kind of like I did over here, you start losing space right away. So you start, here you're already losing space as you go up, and I'm already set back, 5 studs, 6 studs back, so I have less to go higher. But since this is the edge and this is going to be like the slope of the mountain, that's okay, because it doesn't have to be as tall as the main part of the mountain is going to be over here. So basically you're going to have this sloping up, and then the bulk of the mountain is going to be kind of where my head is, right? So that's where we're at. A lot of progress, surprisingly, because I was actually kind of busy this week and I didn't think I was going to get a whole lot done, but there we are, right? we're making progress. Hopefully my Bricklink orders show up. I'm really looking forward to that, experimenting with those different colors and the rock work and stuff. I'm not going to do a whole lot of rock work until I get those, because I am hoping to incorporate that even into these areas as well. And I should have a few other ideas that I've come up with this week, brainstorming with some of my friends, and we're going to keep adding to this. And I got a few neat tricks that hopefully will pan out that I'll be sharing with you as we keep building. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give me a like, subscribe if you're not already, leave a comment. Those are great. Anything you can do just to help me out. If you want to share this video, if you found it useful, that'd be super cool. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for all the support, all the love. Lego community is the best, and y'all are a big part of that. So thank you. And I will be back to show you the progress on this thing. Take care. Bye.